plaintiff, Janine Waters, says after she became friends with the defendant, he confessed that he had been a cocaine addict, but insisted he was clean and sober. Janine claims she paid the defendant to repair her car, but he failed to do so and then ghosted her. So she's suing. Defendant Roderick Richardson Sr. says Janine has done nothing but badmouth him, so much so that his ex refuses to let him see his children. He's countersuing for defamation and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, I met Mr. Richardson in 2018, and among meeting him, we became very good friends. Among talking to Mr.
Where'd you all meet at?
Over Facebook.
Okay.
And I needed him to fix my car. So among talking to Mr. Richardson, he let me know.
What are you all talking about on Facebook? Was he hitting on you or?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
What were you all talking about?
I reached out to him to repair a vehicle of mine.
Okay. All right. You knew of him to repair vehicles already?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so you reached out. Okay.
Okay.
I'm always curious of how the social media interactions begin. Go ahead.
Anywho, so upon meeting him, we started talking. We became good friends, having little funny conversations. And so he let me know that, he had a rough past. I had a rough past. He let me know that, back then he had a drug addiction of cocaine, and he overcame it. So during that time...
Y'all going together. Don't nobody tell anybody all that information.
That's a lie. Never.
Your mechanic. Do you tell your mechanic that?
No. Never.
Do you tell anybody tell their mechanic all that?
Your Honor, doing that...
Nobody.
During that time...
That man ain't told you all that about himself.
She said...
And all you did is go and get you some breaks. And you got to hear a life story. That did not happen. I used to be a crackhead, but then I stopped. And then I went to pure just blowing. And I was just blowing because it didn't do you like crack did you. And then I was able to wean myself off of the blowing. I got on crystal meth for a hot minute. That was only a hot minute. Then I got off of that. And now I'm cool as of yesterday. Now, do you still want me to fix your car? Take your car away? And keep it overnight. It might end up being 5 nights, depending on which binge I go on. If it's blowing, it might be 1 night. If it's crack, forget about it.
Defendant Roderick Richardson Sr. says after a falling out with the plaintiff, she started badmouthing him, and now his ex won't let him see his children.
You all began to connect on each other's life backgrounds.
I was going through it. I had just lost a son through gun violence through a friend. So me interacting with somebody that wasn't his, I was still grieving over my son. Then 2015, I ended up with stage 4 blood bone cancer. So I went in remission 7 months. So in between that time, our relationship was not even in an era for me. I'm dealing with my own situation.
Sure.
So during that time, he said that he had overcame his addictions or whatever. So he remained to work on my cars. After then, things started getting looking real funny with him. He's a very good mechanic. He was doing what he was supposed to do. But after some time, things started changing with him telling me that he go out and stay up all night long and then he sleep all day. And I told him up then, that didn't seem right.
How many nights straight?
I can't even tell you. All I know is he kept on giving me the runaround about my car.
Stay up all night.
Yeah. And so they started giving me
sleep all day.
So it gave me some kind of inkling like something wasn't right. So I went out, I ended up getting a little bit of, money or whatever. So I knew that responsibility is first. I told him I needed my car fixed because there were some things that still need to be repaired on it before I went on vacation. He led me to believe that the car would be done by the 27th because I have an oncology appointment on the 28th of June to get my treatment. I get back to town, my car is not fixed, my car is torn completely apart.
Let me allow him to give some background before we get into the specifics. Sir?
I consider her as a good friend of mine. I thought she was my friend, but...
What was your friendship based on?
It was based on, like I said, we started out me working on her car. She reached out to me on Facebook through another mutual friend of both of ours.
All right, we'll go over her. claim against you for $1,500. Ma'am?
Okay, so he's supposed to have to fix my car. He's supposed to have to put the manifold.
When?
June 23rd.
Of what year?
2022.
Okay. And how much was it to be?
A total of $310.
For manifold?
Manifold and ignition coils.
Okay. $310. All right. And what happened?
Okay, he's supposed to have had everything fixed on the car by the time I came back.
I don't know when that was, ma'am.
Sir?
I don't know when you supposed to come back.
Okay, by June 27th.
All right.
On June 25th, he contacted me while I was out of town around 8:30 in the morning, telling me that I needed an ignition coil. I immediately cashed out him the money then, $75 to get the ignition coil. Okay, upon me coming back to town on June 25th, he needed another ignition coil.
What did you say happened with the first one?
He needed another one. It's a total of 6 that goes on my car. So he said that he needed another one. So I got the other one. So I'm on the phone trying to interact with him, having my son's grandmother to bring me from near my airport to another side of town to reach out to him. I had no money to keep getting back and forth. So he tell me that he's gonna come and fix the car. I keep blowing his phone up trying to reach out to him. He's telling me that the phone don't work, showing me a broke phone, and then he leaves the phone over there. He have my children. I have my kids calling him to try to reach out to him to fix my car. He's telling my kids that he can't get to my car. He's tired of me blowing his phone up because he has to work this and the third. He has my children yelling at me, making it seem like I'm aggravating the situation. My kids didn't talk to me for like 3 days. My youngest son lives in Texas. He reaches out to me daily. He makes sure I eat. He makes sure I'm at all my appointments. I missed my appointment on June 28th, 2022 at 10:30 because why? I did not have my car.
What was the last communication you all had about the car?
Yeah, I had not heard from him anymore because he blocked me and everything. And they say, I received a text.
What was your last communication?
August 17th, 2022.
What was it? What did he say?
He texted me and let me know that he apologized for everything that had been going on. And if I needed anything from here, he would do it and he was going to repay me my money.
Okay. There you go.
And he apologized for the situation.
All right, there you go.
Defendant Roderick Richardson Sr. says after a falling out with the plaintiff, she started bad-mouthing him. And now his ex won't let him see his children.
Sir?
Okay, on the 24th of June, I went over there and I took the car old manifold off. And that's when I discovered that
What was the agreement?
The agreement was for me to replace the intake manifold.
Was there an estimate? She says it was $310.
No, that was the price of the manifold that she purchased. I didn't purchase the manifold, she did.
So there was no agreement on your installation?
My services was $100.
Okay. $100 she was to pay you.
Right.
All right, so what happened?
Okay, so I went over there on the 24th. I discovered that she needed another coil. And upon that, she needed to replace the gaskets. I reached out to her while she was out of town. She informed me, she was like, well, why, you the mechanic, why you didn't tell me that I needed these parts? I said, well,
I agree. Why did you have to know one at a time? Why wouldn't you, when you first inspected? Hold on, don't talk over me when I'm talking.
Yes,
don't
sir.
try to save your reputation now.
Yes, sir.
She do her right and you to save your reputation. Mm-hmm. So once again, I'm like her. If you are a mechanic, time you get the car, you look for everything that's wrong, particularly if it involves gaskets or manifold, which involves the engine, which deals with all manner of things, coils, all the things you're talking about that you came and got later, all were associated with the repairs that she needed. And so therefore, I would expect you to have discovered it when you first inspected it. But go ahead.
When I took the car apart, that's when I noticed that she had those type of gaskets.
That's the only way you can
That's the only way you can tell. Is by taking it apart.
Then you'll see.
Then you can see what is needed.
The coil. There's no other way of seeing if a coil is defective other than if you take the manifold off.
No, sir. You scan it.
You can scan it.
Yes, sir.
You can't see it with the eye?
No, sir.
What do you scan it with?
A scan tool. You got a computer that you plug, and it has a plug in it, and you plug your computer up to it, and then you read it from the
Yeah,
the code.
okay, I've heard of those. I thought you were saying you can actually
No.
see the coil.
No,
it
sir.
just tells you the coil is malfunctioning.
Yes, sir.
And that's when you go in.
Right.
And you say, oh, not only do I need one, I need two.
Right.
Okay, see why I stop you from talking over me? Because we wouldn't have gotten to where I'm at.
Yes, sir.
You got to understand, I'm stupid on these things, mechanical concepts.
Yes, sir.
So be patient with me when I'm asking these questions.
Yes, sir.
So that I can get to what I need, because you've just explained it in a way that made sense.
Yes, sir.
Before it didn't make sense.
Yes, sir.
But it took me asking stupid questions to get it to make sense.
Yes, sir.
All right, so then what occurred?
Okay, then she was like, I just want my car. I just want my car. Just fix my car. Just fix my car. But, I told her, I said, well, it's not going to run right until you get these parts fixed. And then she started getting animated with me, and I was like, okay, I'll put it together, but it's not going to run right. So she paid me the $100 to put the intake manifold on. And then after it didn't run right, then that's when I told her again. I said, it's not going to run right until you get these parts. So then after a later date, that's when she cashed out me the money to fix the car the correct way.
Defendant Roderick Richardson Sr. says after a falling out with the plaintiff, she started bad-mouthing him, and now his ex won't let him see his children.
Go ahead, what else happened in terms of the car?
After that, it started to rain on the day I was supposed to fix the car. She knows, as well as everybody knows, that I don't work in the rain because I don't have a shop.
Oh, you what?
He had a big ego.
Yeah, I mean, your ego that big.
It makes your engine, your engine get wet, or connectors in your engine get wet.
If you're outside in the rain.
If you're outside
you don't
in the
have a
rain.
garage area.
No, I don't.
Okay, all right, got it now. That's why the water get in the engine. I do know that. If water get in your engine, it's over.
It's over with.
There you go. All
So
right.
I tried to
I ain't dumb as,
That's right.
dumb as you think. All right, because I didn't put oil in the car, oh my goodness, for 3 weeks, and the oil light was on and the engine went out. This is when I was like a college student. I had no idea what you do with a car. Oil light was on. I said, I'll get around to it. Got around to it, all right. All right, so I know nothing, right. I know nothing about cars. And she said you agreed to repay.
I did
All
agree
right, how much?
I agreed to pay her the part, the $144 for the car.
$144.
Yes, sir.
You hadn't paid her anything prior?
No, sir.
So why wouldn't she get all her money back?
Because, like I say, I was mad about what she had did
Okay, but so because you're mad, she don't
Yeah.
get her part money back.
at the time. But after, time went on, I thought about it. I'm like, no, that's wrong.
Well, I was going to tell you that. You didn't have to worry about that.
No.
All right, and you're countersuing for $500 for defamation and emotional distress?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
My kids are my life, and because of what she did to me, I can't even see my kids or hear from her. Because she went and just basically, reached out to my ex-wife and told her all kind of stuff that, I was basically venting. And
How old are your children?
My daughter is 5 years old. She was diagnosed with cancer at age 4.
So something involving your relationship with her caused your ex-wife
To cause her
want
not
her
to even
children
speak to
to
me
see
or
you?
anything.
Why? Because it would put her in danger, or your children in danger or something?
No, she just basically, told her that, I was bad-mouthing her and stuff like that. And she just...
Got it.
You can't break up something that
All
already
right.
broke up.
Got it.
Man, what do you say to these things?
I reached out to her because, for number one, I'm trying to reach out to this man. He's not answering any of my calls, for number one. I taking call from my children's dad phone. I call him from that number. He answers the phone. When I reached out to her, my first...
Why did you reach out to
To try
her?
to reach out to him because he did say from time to time he do speak to her. I was trying to call her in a
What
timely manner.
information did you share with her?
Excuse me?
What information did you share with her?
Oh, that he had not fixed my car and I had not seen him in days. He was avoiding all my conversations. And her come back to me was, I don't be bothered with him.
Right.
I don't speak to him.
Correct.
He's been out my life. I don't let him deal with my children.
Correct.
I say, well, he
In other
can't.
words, why are you calling me? You shouldn't be calling me. It's not my issue. It's not my problem. We're unassociated. Yeah, car, right. Yeah, nobody gets this emotional over a car that they will call somebody ex. That's what I would be thinking. Your judgment is depart for $319. That's all I'm granting you. And I'll grant you $5,000 for her damage to your reputation among the most precious people to you, your children. Have a good day.
I tried to be a friend to her. I tried to let her know, what needs to be done, and that was that. She took it too far. Like I say, she never had a problem with me fixing her car. It's just because it was raining, you get mad at me, you want to buy a tent. That's not the way it's supposed to go. I'm protecting her and my car and my reputation.